Welcome back to BattleBots. We are moments away from this epic showdown. Whiplash and Texas Twister.
Okay, now. Ready?
Yeah.
Both sitting at 2-1. A win could punch their ticket to the top 16.
Let the bot battle begin. Here comes Whiplash, hitting Texas Twister right in the face and flipping him over, too.
Whiplash all over him. Oh, massive hit by Whiplash. Wow!
And Whiplash right back on the attack. Drives him into the screws. Texas Twister floundering and now on fire.
Oh my God.
This is going to be a huge problem.
Whiplash just taking it right to Texas Twister.
And I wonder if that drone Spitfire has any water in it to drop on its big box.
Weapon down?
Yeah, the weapon's down.
You heard Fuzzy right there. Texas Twister's weapon is down, and the door's now wide open for Whiplash.
Oh! And Vasquez and Whiplash just bullying Texas Twister.
Yeah, Whiplash just relentless out there in the battle box.
Getting underneath Texas Twister at will.
And now just flipping it back and forth. Now, the one interesting thing is there's no force being presented by the blade of Texas Twister, so you might not see those big pops in the air. But Whiplash is good enough with just holding him for a while and letting it go.
Whiplash trying to get him out of the battle box. They're stuck up against the screws. There goes a piece of Fuzzy's bot.
Unbelievable. Let's see if Texas Twister has any mobility left. Can it work its way off the screws? That Whiplash was going after the drone, Spitfire. Look at him, he's trying to take it out as the countdown is going on. Just jump up and get it, Matty V.
This looks like King Kong versus the airplanes here. I don't know what happened.
We knew Whiplash was going to come out charging.
Yeah, how about that box rush right there? Accurate, precise, aggressive. All the signatures of Team Whiplash.
Look at that shot early on, but Texas Twister kept going. It was fine until the main weapon stopped working. Then they had a problem.
Yeah, you see the smoke billowing out from that primary weapon there. That was not a good sign. Whiplash, once it smells blood, it goes for the kill.
Undaunted, though, Texas Twister kept plowing away, and so let's give Kay some serious credit for keeping the ship afloat as long as she did.
Yeah, absolutely. She was in some very tough spots. There you see the back part of Texas Twister go flying. What a fight there from Team Whiplash. All right, I'm here with Matt Vasquez of Team Whiplash. Does this make you feel better after the Witch Doctor fight?
It makes us feel a lot better. If this fight, we had to win this fight to make the top 16. So if we lost this fight, I think we would have been done. So we had to make sure we won this fight and put on a show, you know, impress the selection committee.
It was a lot of aggressive driving, and you killed everything in there except the drone. You were going after it at the end. You weren't able to get to it.
I saw he was kind of like taunting us a little bit, going up and down. So I'm like, maybe I'll try to hit it, but didn't work out. Yeah.
Well done, man. You got a very impressive win. Well done.
Thank you.
Whiplash is really good at this sport. Really good.
You think? Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable driving, and that is one powerful bot.
I think everybody else back in the pits is like, man, if that thing's not a top 5 bot when we get to the top 16, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even if you do well, even if you win, you're probably going to the hospital after. I mean, that's a bot that really can do a lot of damage on you.
Where does Texas Twister sit? 2-2 right now, consecutive losses. Does Fuzzy Malden have to wait yet another year to get his hands perhaps on the giant nut?
He just might. Again, you look at all the great teams out there that are 2-2 or 3-3. It's going to be tough for the Texas Twister to spin in there.
You did you?
I had to.
It's okay.
Sorry.
All right, when we come back, Bronco takes on the humongous Huge.
It's almost time for our main event, and let me say this, you are in for a treat. Bronco!
Coming out of the free shipping fight, we built these 2 new titanium arms. Oh. The thing just snapped off the first time we tried to use it.
This is the second straight fight Bronco's been without its flipper.
No! It's getting hot in here!
It's been kind of a crazy season for us, really.
Do you think you can come back from this?
I sure hope so. You know, I don't want to let the fans down.
In our last fight, we fought Gigabyte.
Oh! And Gigabyte is smoking, and it's no longer spinning.
And first hit, just watching it like screech to a halt and seeing a bunch of smoke pour out of it was so good.
Yeah! The guys on Huge are going cuckoo.
I mean, we knew it from there. It was our fight.
Yeah!
That is a fired-up Jonathan Schultz.
So right now, we're 2-1. We're going into a fight with Bronco.
They've been flipping bots for many, many years now.
I have toys of their robots in my living room at my parents' house. I mean, it's a dream come true. We've always wanted to fight them, and it's intimidating a little bit.
Whoa!
Huge. It's a pretty wild robot. You know, the thing's so tall, so that's one of their advantages. So we built something for it. We came up with what we call a unicorn horn. It's basically a bent piece of metal that curves up, and it allows us to actually even touch the robot. The strategy is basically try to get some flips on him. We're not sure exactly how high he'll go. The hope is that it'll definitely get him up in the air.
We're afraid of their weapon because we know that it can win the fight in one hit. There really aren't many weapons in the field that could do that. They could just chuck us out of the arena.
You gotta be kidding me!
So we're going to try and avoid their weapon.
To even get into the tournament, we have to win this fight.
Winning this is a definite top 16, I think a fairly high ranking for us.
It's basically a do or die to make the big show.
Huge should beat Bronco, but you never know. They've been building robots since I was 5 years old.
I think what's at stake is basically everything.
This is the big one for us.
Let the bot battle begin!
Here we go. 2 bots inside the box, ready for battle. And Kenny, have you noticed they're getting a little crazy with the buttons this year?
Wow. Oh! Oh, there it goes. All right.
Uh-oh, Kenny. Anything but the cake mixer.
Uh-oh. What a hit!
Fancy a cuppa, Kenny?
What's going on?
There it is!
Oh, here we go.
Swing and a miss. Now I've seen it all, Kenny.
Put an end to this madness!
BattleBots, where smart people do dumb things.
We are back on BattleBots with a super exciting main event. Huge taking on winless Bronco. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. They are 0-2, and I saw Reason Bradley back in the pits earlier today. I said, was there any way you would have thought at the start of this season you would be staring 0-3 in the face? And you know what he did? He looked at me like this. I was like, sorry about that. And by the way, he's one of the nicest guys out there, but they have a major uphill climb. This is like the playoffs tonight for them.
Yeah, this is a very unusual position for Team Bronco that usually starts the season so dominant.
Taking on Huge and Jonathan Schultz. They check in at 2-1. Such an interesting fight for them. So many of the kids on that roster, they said, we were like 2 when the other team started in robot competition.
Literally.
He also admitted, I've been trying to convince myself all day long this is actually a really good matchup for us. So I'm going to say it. It's a really good matchup for us, but I don't know if he believes it.
Well, I think it's an unusual matchup. Bronco and Huge are 2 of the most unique bots in this entire field. Normally, I feel like I've got a good beat on what to watch for, but because of how different these 2 designs are, this one feels like a complete unknown. Based on their performances this season, you gotta think Huge is the favorite to win this, but you can't overlook Bronco with their backs against the wall.
So much on the line. Let's take you inside the box with Farouk.
it's time for our main event. Are you ready? It's robot fighting time!
One of the most popular bots around, trying to get off the schneid, knocked out by Bite Force. Lost a decision to free shipping.
Yeah, and how about this new configuration from Team Bronco that has been dealing with a lot of bad luck so far in the BattleBots, trying to turn it all around.
There's that big bad boy, 2-in-1, knocked out by Sow in its opener, followed up, knocking out Jasper, won a decision against Gigabyte.
You know, it's only been 2 seasons here at BattleBots, but Huge, one of the more popular bots in the world.
In the red square, brace yourself. You're about to get bucker punched. This bot's the win, your bot's the fail. If it's the alpha, you're the airmail. It's the original Pony Rexpress. It's Bronco!
Kenny, Bronco told me that in the offseason it spent part of the time trying to figure out a configuration to beat a bot just like Huge.
Yeah, that's right. They've got the unicorn horn attached to their flipper, hoping that'll negate some of the height advantage for Huge. They've also added top armor to defend against their blade.
In the blue square, this bot looks angrier than your mom when she tells you not to miss curfew. But why are you still living with your mom anyway? Find your own place. Then you have more room for house guests like you.
So, Kenny, we now know Bronco's going with that unicorn horn and top armor. Any adjustments from Jonathan Schultz here?
Well, Chris, for most of their fights, Huge has that vertical bar spinning downwards, but in a counter move to Bronco's defense, Huge is now going to be spinning that bar upwards. They saw them back in the pits going with that top armor and said, you know what? Let's hit him with the uppercut.
Here we go. It's Huge trying to secure a spot in the top 16. And Bronco looking to keep their season alive.
It's on. That's better. Take your time. Okay.
Let the bot main event begin.
Huge getting that big blade up to speed.
Bronco trying to get to the side of Huge. You can see what Reason Bradley's attempting to do.
Come on, fight me.
Huge wants action.
Oh! Holy smokes!
Huge lands an uppercut to the side of Bronco.
That shot split a piece of Bronco's top armor, Chris. Smart game plan from Jonathan Schultz.
Oh, and here comes Bronco looking to bully back.
Bronco trying to get underneath the pliable Huge. Oh! Sends that armor flying. Oh, how about that flip there from Bronco?
You're good. You're good. We're good.
And another one! And Huge almost ended up in the screws, and Bronco's on the attack.
Well, bad news for Huge. Bronco is getting its timing out there.
And it did it again, and now he's taking him for a ride, and he's jammed up Huge's weapon as well.
Get him over to the edge of the arena.
This is exactly where Bronco wants to be. Let's see if they can launch Huge again. You definitely take him for a ride in the BattleBots.
Huge is trying to knock Bronco on top and say, get off me, dude!
Huge slips away. Bronco's got to get back on him before that blade gets cranking.
Oh! Nice solid shot by Bronco.
Huge is on the ropes, Getty. This is the Bronco we remember. This is the Bronco we love. Where you been, old pal?
So far, that unicorn attachment on Bronco has worked to perfection. Can they keep it going?
Oh, no, Bronco just got flipped, but he's still drivable.
Dude, that's a hole in him, right?
Chris, Team Huge thinks they hurt Bronco with that last shot.
This has been a back-and-forth brawl so far.
Oh, Bronco takes a serious shot, but then delivers one. Nice work.
The legendary flipper looking for his first win of the season.
Once again, when you're talking about damage, it's all about damage created by the primary weapon. That's the flipper on Bronco. It's that huge bar on Huge.
And it's got to be more than just cosmetic damage, and it seems that's what Huge has done to Bronco so far. Bronco scored some great flips, but they haven't seemed to slow Huge down or inflict any real damage. Bronco has to stay aggressive here.
Come on, guys, quit running.
Bronco trying to get another big shot and maybe rip off some armor.
Bronco trying to be precise with its angles as it enters. Oh, there's some nice damage from Huge.
Uh-oh, Bronco's now a sitting duck and it takes a shot from the spinning weapon with 7 ticks left. And one more shot and another, and another, and another. And that'll do it as the main event goes the distance. You can see the boys from Huge so pumped up, and they parked their bot right in front of the judges' table as well.
Well, Chris, that was a great way to finish the fight. A lot of times in the judges' eyes, the last thing they see is going to influence them tremendously. I don't know if they won, but I tell you what, that's a great way to finish a fight.
Kenny, Team Huge decided to spin their blade in an uppercutting motion to counteract Bronco's new top armor, and that decision paid dividends right from the start.
Yeah, Huge was able to split that armor with its very first shot. Such a smart move.
But Bronco eventually found its way, kind of eluded the weapon after taking a few early shots, and pushed Huge around the battle box.
Yeah, around the middle of the fight, Bronco really took control, got some impressive flips on Huge with that unicorn horn, but despite tossing them around the box, just wasn't able to do any real damage.
Now, in terms of the judges, Bronco has a case for earning some control and aggression points in this one. But in this last exchange, Huge just pummeled the exposed side of Bronco, landed some heavy shots. Will that be enough to sway the judges? It's time to find out.
The results from the judges are in. And the winner for tonight's main event by a unanimous decision is...
I'm here with Team Huge, Jonathan Schultz getting it done once again. You beat a legend here in Team Bronco. How does it feel?
I still have toys of their robot at my parents' house. They sent me photos of them and stuff for when they hear we're fighting them, and they're in the crowd here right now. So it's awesome they could see it.
Amazing. Take us through the fight.
I was pretty worried there for a minute. Their attachment controlled us really well, but we were able to escape from it. And I was just really zeroing in on that side once we got through the top armor and just trying to pick that hole bigger until they finally died at the end of it.
You know, how much of it is just preparing for an unusual bot like Huge?
I think it's a lot of it. I mean, I know how to beat a Huge because I've watched, all the fights of it, but it's cool to show up and watch people try and figure out new stuff. I never would have thought of what they came up with there. I think it was a really cool idea, but them's the breaks. That's BattleBots. You gotta deliver.
This is a huge win. Where do you think this puts you in the top 16?
I would love to be in the top 10, maybe a little higher. Gigabyte and Bronco back to back. I can't do much better than that.
Great fight. Congratulations, John.
Thank you very much.
Reason Xander here from Team Bronco. That was a very close fight, man. It could have come down to the last 20 seconds or so. Is that the way you saw it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a close fight, but I think they got the call and they deserved it, for sure, yeah.
Do you think it came down to that damage at the end there?
Most likely, you know, that robot's pretty amazing. It's very rubbery, and you throw it around, it doesn't really break. You know, it's like a piece of Tupperware. So it's a really cool robot, and yeah, it's a tough opponent for sure.
0-3. Did you see this happening, and can you bounce back from something like this?
I mean, we're going to try as hard as we can, but it's we're backed in the corner pretty far here, so we're going to do everything we can do. We've got tons of spares, and we just need to get this monkey off our back. So. All
right, guys, it was a great fight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You cannot play with my emotions like that for 3 minutes. One time I'm thinking Bronco's gonna get off the schneid and get a win, and then here comes Huge, and then I got the last like 15 seconds of that thing where I'm going nuts, Kenny.
Listen, you're talking about emotions. I could feel the emotions coming from Jonathan Schultz, just knowing that he beat the legendary bot in Bronco. It was a back and forth fight. Again, most likely came down to the last 20 seconds, maybe the last 10 seconds for Huge.
And I love what Jonathan Schultz said. Listen, forget about the top 16. You better put us like in the top 10. Look at our resume. It's okay to boast a little bit.
Absolutely. Listen, and it's been very, very impressive. And Huge is still a new bot. This is only its second season. Everyone loves Huge, but again, they're putting out great results as well.
And so Bronco now 0-3. The legendary flipper has been so dominant in seasons past, but 2019 has not been their year.